boy, my hair looks horrible. Okay. Let's pull you up a little bit. Okay. I thought I'd go live. I've got my sweater behind me. Sorry, my hair kind of blends in with my sweater. I thought I'd go live. I had a really rough night last night, y'all. Really rough. If you hear something, my washing machine's going. I had a really rough night last night. We had like a big wind barometric pressure ridge move through. Did you say I sound funny? Good morning. But we had a really bad weather system move through, and if y'all remember last week, I was having some issues with my neuromuscular disorder and my jaw and mouth swelling, and I've had a lot of those issues this winter. And I was like, why is this happening? Like, what's going on? The wind is still horrible here, by the way. If you hear the house move, it's the wind. Um, and last night, the weather system came through again. Braden, yes, I remember your name, Braden. You were going to school. My memory's about all I've got going for me anymore. Um, Last night we had a weather system move through, and I started swelling. I started hurting really bad last night, and I thought, oh, it's delayed reaction from the travel, which I'd say some of it probably is a delayed reaction from the traveling. Because my back and everything, my legs, and I was swollen up here from probably where I braced myself in the car so much because I have an issue with frozen muscles. And then my back and legs were really sore. And I thought, okay, it's delayed reaction from my neuromuscular disorder for traveling. I remember you, Braden. Literally, my memory's all I've got going for me anymore. So when I started feeling really bad, I was like, it's just, it's just my disorder. And oh, well, what can you do? It's just my disorder. And hang on, I'm gonna move this closer. I took a horrible migraine last night and was so miserable all night. I was so miserable all night. I hurt so bad. And it was about 4 or 5 this morning before I got to sleep. And I got up at about 7:30, but I laid back down and got a little bit of rest and got back up, and I scoured the shower and cleaned the bathroom and swept and started laundry. The reason I scoured the bathroom, here's where my day took a drastic turn. So I got up, go to the bathroom, brushed my teeth. That's simple, girl. Go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and it hurt and blood. And I was like, oh crap. Oh crap. It is not uncommon for my face to swell and cause issues and bleeding, but this was like a lot of blood. And I knew I'd swelled last night, but I didn't get up to see how bad it was because I just feel it, so I just deal with it and get through the night. Look at that. I swelled so bad that it moved my teeth, and I'm still bleeding down there. I think this winter, with all the weather systems we've had go through and all the facial TMJ, maxillary sinus swelling I've had, I think, my ethmoid, sphenoid, maxillary, all those sinuses, I think it has pretty much wrecked the rest of my teeth. And my dentist hates that anyway because I have a partial from where that bull, when I was a teenager, headbutted me and took out my 4 teeth. I've had a lot of dental work done. And my dentist hates my neuromuscular disorder because no matter how well I take care of my teeth, the swelling, it causes the partial plate to pull and screw up my teeth. It causes my teeth to have issues. And so he's going to love me for this one. I don't, honestly, the bottom teeth, I'm pretty sure I've had root canals after the bull hit me. I've had so much dental work after that bull hit me. We got a lot of newbies in here. Hey, everybody. So it just feels really bad, but it causes the swelling, causes migraine. Braden says that this is sort of the major thing that... No, I've had the disorder for, when I was mid-20s, I worked at a wilderness boot camp for juvenile, basically offenders that either go to prison or go to this boot camp. And we had a boy lash out. He was 18 and he was either going to go there for 3 years for assault or he was going to go to prison. So his family chose to put him there. He had only been there a few weeks. They were felling timber to build cabins. He wasn't allowed to have the axe, but he took the axe and basically was threatening the entire group of kids. So they called me, they radioed me in. I ran like 2 miles to the group back in the days when I could run. And got the 13 other kids away from him and the female, like 110-pound chief, away from him. And, he had a splitting maul, basically. And I tried to de escalate the situation, and he was just really aggressive. And he ended up throwing the axe at me. And I got lucky with the way it hit. It only really smashed my left foot, but it basically decimated the nerve bundle in my foot. And I had like 18 things wrong with my foot right after it happened. I still have 11 things wrong with my foot. My foot's never going to be right again. My nerves are screwed up. After that, I started having a lot of nerve issues that spread to frozen muscles. It took them 6.5 years to diagnose me. We didn't know what was going on. I thought I was going crazy because I was like a little power lifter, Amazon farm girl. And now I'm having all these issues I'd never experienced. I thought I was going crazy. And the doctors were less than impressed with what I was saying. And I finally, after 6.5 years, went to a sports medicine guy in Nashville, and he was like, "Oh, you've got reflex sympathetic dystrophy due to the damaged nerves, and it's spreading." So it started out in my left leg, my left foot has spread, and now it's basically whole body, and it's spreading to my organs. The gift that keeps on giving. Hi, Mary. And so I've been dealing with for a long time. It's what eventually was causing me so many hospitalizations that my doctor's like, "You've got to give up your very stressful and travel heavy career." The hospitalization was really bad. The upkeep on me for the disorder was just extensive. And the more I stressed my body out, the worse the symptoms got. So I've been home a few years now, and I've kind of found the balance to not stress myself and make things worse. But this winter was terribly stressful because of the weather. It was the coldest winter we've had in probably 15 years. The weather was every week was negatives, snow, lots of frontal systems coming through. The barometric pressure causes me really bad swelling, and I just had a really rough winter. And if you've been hanging here with me, I've not done as much as winter as normal because the weather was so bad. And I had a lot of swelling this winter, but it was just consistent swelling. It wasn't like a huge issue, but it was just it just stayed. It wouldn't go away. And a lot of it was shoulders and up here. And I didn't think anything about it until I got up this morning, and I was like, I guess that's what winter did to me. I pretty much think my bottom teeth are done now. Like it swelled so much last night that it split them. They moved. And it's just this disorder, and I can't stop it from swelling. It's a reaction when it feels any kind of trauma, my body reacts and swells. That's what this disorder does. And I can't control it. I just have to ride it out. Hi, Ashley. I've been keeping you in my prayers, Ashley. I also have Eeyore. Here's his ears, and here he is. I've got to do his arms and legs and put the rest of them together. This is what keeps me calm, is sitting here crocheting when I'm hurting. It's lovely, isn't it? So I'd say I'm probably fixing to go through a bunch of dental work. Yeah, I'm probably the closest I've been to probably dentures. And it's not because I don't take good care of my teeth. It's because I swell and expand so much that it hurts the blood flow and hurts the root systems, and I just can't. Yeah, Mary, I'm just along for the ride in this one. Oh, you're welcome, Ashley. I see how they got away with the pattern because he's just different enough from Eeyore that they can't really say anything. But I've got these 3 pieces put together, and the ears are 4 pieces. I've just got to do his legs and arms and sew them together. I'll probably get them done today. Yeah, it's frustrating, Simple Girl. I just can't. Every time I think I found a balance with it, something else will happen. And I'm sure some of it's the stress of traveling that probably made it a little bit worse. But the weather last night, the wind started howling, and I just swelled right up and took a migraine and was sick all night. Hang on, let me get rid of this idget. There we go. And so I'm probably fixing to go through a bunch of dental work, and I've known with the swelling, my dentist has told me that he doesn't know how long my sinuses and my jaws will handle it, and I guess we found out how long they'll handle it. There's just something else to deal with. Yeah, everybody toss that prayers for Ashley. She's going through a really rough time right now. It's difficult. I know when they put Granny into hospice care, it hits you hard. It makes you think about a bunch of things that you don't ever want to have to think about, and it just weighs you down. It's difficult. So seems like everybody's going through their own little war right now, and it's just really sad. I'll handle this and I'll get through it. This disorder causes me so much discomfort, and I have gotten really good at discomfort. I'm allergic to like everything that could help, so I just get really used to discomfort. Um, and my only hope is that I've got a turtle almost done. My only hope is that they will do this as a surgical procedure and knock me out rather than leave me half awake. Because that causes so much stress, it normally puts me right back into flare, which kind of undoes anything that they could correct, or it makes the healing process much longer. So I'm just hoping they handle this better than they have in the past. Got a leftover headache today, and I still got some swelling, and I don't want to really push a lot on my teeth because they're really loose this morning. Um, and I still taste blood in my mouth. But I've been headbutted by horses and cows, and rolled over by horses and cows, and smashed up against fences and walls by horses and cows. And honestly, I would rather wrestle livestock than have to deal with this disorder anymore. But I didn't get to pick all that. Sometimes I wish I could go back and never take that stupid job. Um, but once again, young and stupid and thinking you're going to go out there and have a job that's going to change the world, and all it really does is change your life. And don't get me wrong, young guys that watch my channel, you should strive to do something that's going to leave an imprint on the world. But more than most, you're going to figure out that the world's going to leave an imprint on you, and it's normally on your backside. um just prepare yourself for it, because that's what life is. If you're comfortable in life, you're probably not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're uncomfortable, you have to deal with things that make you grow, and growth is normally painful. There's no nice way to put it. So life is kind of a testing ground of what you're able to handle and what you're not able to handle. I've not even been watching the news. I've not even looked into the JFK stuff, though I don't think they could really tell us anything we couldn't already, guess and estimate from the information we derive. Um, Basically, the government's crooked, and everything they do is bass backwards. If you need another summary, join me tomorrow. That's where we are. Yeah, I try to never lie to the young kids that I've counseled and stuff, because life is messy. Growing up is messy. If you find something that's terribly easy, it's not worth it. Life is terribly hard, but it's normally worth it. But the way you learn is growth, and growth is uncomfortable. And some people can handle different levels of comfort, and that's why certain people are drawn to certain jobs and stuff. And I keep thinking, did I overestimate my qualifications for working in this field? I'm like, should I have probably not thought myself capable? You can see in my eyes how bad of a night I had, and I have on makeup. But I did get up and scour the bathroom and the shower and well, the whole bathroom, and sweep and start laundry. And but my head's throbbing. I feel like I got hit in the head by another bull. Smacked right square on the head by another bull. Um, my sinuses are very tender this morning. I just hope I don't have another migraine. I can't take that. And I think that's why I've been so woozy and had my eyesight so bad the last few days. And oddly enough, it's a little bit better this morning. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that weather that went through and got the bulk of it over with. I have no idea. All I know is I'm probably fixing to lose some teeth. Dave's home.
I've been here for a while.
I'll be back down at the farm. I've got an endocrinologist appointment later this week. Um, I don't feel good, Dave. I've got an endocrinologist appointment later this week. Mom is settling sore from the trip too, so bless her heart. We're both kind of delayed reaction on the trip hurting us. Um, and my nurse and physical therapist know that uh, they'll have to see me down the hill this week. So that's where I'll be going later. I don't know, it's just gonna be a weird week with all the medical visits. Now I gotta try to squeeze in the dentist as soon as he can get me in. I just I hate starting out spring with issues because it kind of sets the tone for the whole year, and not looking forward to this. Not looking forward to this at all. Oh, everybody said hi, Dave.
Hey.
He said, hey. You hear that wind outside? It's horrible. It's probably why my eyes are still sunken in. Maybe once this weather passes, my head will feel better.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I figured I'd just sit here today and, well, until I got in the bathroom decided I need to scrub the bathroom. I figured I'd just sit here today and finish up some crochet stuff so I didn't have to take it down the hill with me and not aggravate the swelling anymore. But then I scoured the bathroom. You just gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm working on this little turtle, and I've got to finish stuffing him. I gave him extra big flippers, and I gave him eyes too. He's got eyeballs. I don't know if I'm going to pull him together in a divot in his face or not, but I gave him an extra frill around his shell, and I like him. I've just got to finish him and cinch him up. I'm almost there. I could probably stop now, but I don't like to pull him tight. I've got to give him a tail. I do the tail separate because when you do the tail and then you cinch him up, it pulls the tail, and then it doesn't look like a tail. I don't like that. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, I think we found out why my ears and stuff, the swelling's been so bad. It's probably been what's been aggravating it all. So, because I was like, why am I still having a problem with my ears? Yeah, I think we figured that one out now. But yeah, I stopped using toothpaste with fluoride. I, and I tried to take really good care of my teeth because I had so much dental work after that bull hit me, and then with this disorder, I've just been through so much with my teeth and my sinuses. I'm sore today, though. Like, I am sore today in my mouth. So, I don't know. Maybe we want to figure this out and get me to feeling better here soon. I don't know. I don't want to do another winter like this. And honestly, my teeth took such a hit the last couple months. I don't think that they'll hang in there for the rest of the year. So that's where I am. Look where they gave me a plastic needle in this kit, and I bless its heart. That's how I feel. That's I get a little aggressive when I sew. Little. Anyway, on the other fronts, I'm an Amazon Prime member, but anything I order from Amazon takes a week to get here, so I don't know why I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I don't have to spend a butt ton of shipping when I send Haley something. But and then they send everything separate, so I get a package and I'm like, oh, everything's here. No, David's doing a dance.
No privacy here.
He said no privacy here. And I was like, everything's here. No, they send it all separate. Why did they send it all separate? Oh, you have the same problem? Yeah, hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, even food grade bentonite clay. Life, man. It sucks sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, hey, any tips and tricks you got, you're welcome to share them. It's bad. I'm everybody else that I was diagnosed with, like all but one of them have kicked it. Okay, the doctors say I'm somebody that has dealt with this probably longer than they've ever seen, and I don't think I have it as bad as some people, uh, but it certainly hasn't been fun. But I've been dealing with this for like 20 years, 20, almost 22 years, 21, 22 years, yeah. And it took them almost 7 to diagnose me. So, gosh, is it starting to work out now? Oh, that's good. That's good. Mine just keeps swelling with a stupid disorder, and I really think it's just killing the teeth I have left because of the constant swelling and aggravation. Now my dentist is gonna scream at me, but I can't help it. I can't stop this stupid disorder. But he's a young man that it's like Captain America. He thinks everything is somebody else's fault. I sass him a lot. I sass a lot of my doctors. Maybe that's why I'm still kicking. And David said, and my husband. Um, Maybe that's why I'm still kicking. But this disorder is really rough. Like it's one of the most painful disorders on the McGill pain scale. It's like when I have a flare, it's like the amputation of a digit without any kind of anesthesia. And I've learned to just deal with it. And I normally do pretty good. Like I John Wayne and Clint Eastwood it down. I just get through it and go on and find something to be happy about and move on. But this winter was rough, y'all. Like I can't do these winters anymore. The huge weather swings this winter about got me. I'm afraid. What I know, definitely think it got my sinuses and teeth. So we're gonna have to come up with a better plan for this cold winter. And it may be that if they take all clove oil burns a little bit, but castor oil, yeah. I'm hoping when the weather calms down, maybe it will calm down. But I definitely have to figure something out before it starts up again next winter because I just can't do this, y'all. But maybe if I have to have the rest of my teeth out, maybe when I get dentures after they settle in, I will stop. If I have a flare, my mouth is swelling, just take my teeth out and it won't. Maybe that will be a positive. I don't know. I don't like the thoughts of it, but I also don't like the thoughts of the swelling for another winter. I just don't think I could do another winter like this with the amount of swelling I've had in my facial region. It's just been bad. I don't like winter. Like I need to move to Jamaica. Margaret, I will look into that. I do eat a lot of honey and even honeycomb sometimes to help with the sinuses and the drainage and all that. So I get local as I can get. The last jar was made in Del Rio, Tennessee. I mean, it wasn't as good as the other I get, but it's all I could get that time. I just about put a knot in this turtle right then. Not as confident today as I normally am. Just do not feel good. Calvin, you're going to have to give me more context clues because I don't know what that means. I live pretty far south, but I think the weather changes anywhere is the barometric pressure ridges is just gonna mess me up. I just don't think I'm gonna find anywhere that I don't have issues. But maybe I just overdid it with the travel, and maybe this is just a huge smack to tell me don't do that again. Was it worth it? Yeah, I wanted to see my grandbabies. So it was worth it if you ask me. But this is just something I have to flip and deal with all the time. It seems like even when I behave good and take really good care of myself, my body still tries to take me out at least twice a year. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and have no life. Oh yeah, I had to heal from all that crap up there. That was horrible. I don't know if it'd be better to heal from something and at least know I'm going to heal, or to continue dealing with this. It's like literally a kick in the face every time the weather comes through. I don't even know if my bottom ones after all this winter is. I don't know if they're going to hang in there because I've swelled so much that my bottom jawbone is just not doing well, y'all. And I normally don't talk to you about the gritty details, but this is really beginning to worry me with my teeth. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, that's a good mixture for your mouth. I use it, and I've used it a long time. And the bentonite clay added in, like if you alternate them, that bentonite clay has done a lot for me. You have to get the food grade. It's done really well. I just could not stop the swelling this winter. And I'm sure it was the subarctic temperatures we had this winter. It was horrible. I wouldn't wish this winter on anyone. It was bad. But I'm anxious to see what the dentist says. He'll probably squawk at me again because he doesn't. He thinks I can miraculously stop the swelling when I go into flare. And I'm like, dude, sometimes my right arm is like 2 or 3 times the size of my left arm when I get into a flare. I can't stop this crap. I'm barely maintaining myself. But I will say that most of the swelling has been in my upper body and my head this winter. And that may be because of the cold temperatures. I appreciate it, Yvonne. I'll definitely do that more often than I have been. I'm going to check out that honey thing that Margaret said. I'm literally willing to try anything. I oil pulling, all that. I've been doing all that. Switch to the non-fluoride stuff, the healthy guru crap, the gum strengthening crap. It just seems like every time I think I find something's going to work, I go into flare and it undoes everything that I just tried to do. It's frustrating. So frustrating. But I still feel like I've been smacked real hard this morning. But I feel better than I have. And last night was really rough. So maybe we're working through this one with this wind and weather going through. Maybe when the last ridge goes through the barometric ridge, I'll feel better. Mickey, I feel your pain. I've employed almost every trick I know. That's why I get on here and ask. And I mean, most of them I've been using for years, and I think it's just the constant movement when I swell that just the blood supply and the tissue can't handle it. Because sometimes I swell for 5 to 10 days at a time. I think my blood supply is just like, sorry, lady, we can't keep these things alive anymore. Just do what you can do. But I'll let you know what the dentist says. Not looking forward to it. Not looking. He's probably gonna preach at me, and I'm like, I can't stop this disorder, dude. I guess look at it in a lucky way. At least it's attacking my teeth and not my organs anymore. Find a positive. I didn't weave my end in. I gotta weave my ends in. I'll be done with him. I'm using cheaper yarn as I learn to crochet, but I need to get some of that parfait, what do they call it? Parfait, chunky, or that, I don't like the blanket yarn. I tried that. I just think it's too big for the stuff that I like to make. So I don't think I'm going to use it anymore. But I also need to use something where I see my stitches so I can get my stitch tension better. Y'all, I may be toothless doing lives here soon, so I'm just warning you. Just warning you. Yvonne, I like your personality, Yvonne. Glad you popped in. If I pick up any tips from my dentist, I will definitely do a live or post them in my, I'm going to still call it community page. I did make, honestly, speak of chickens, I did make a little tiny chicken. I was just learning shapes and stitches, and because I used to do granny squares with mom when I was little, but like that's the extent of what I used to do. So all this has been a learning curve, but I enjoy it. It gives me something to do, and it kind of puts you into like a little meditative state when you're crocheting. So I really enjoy it. David says it's all I do anymore.
Said disown me.
He said I disown him, so I could crochet. He's cute. I gave him really big flippers because I like him bigger like that.
And a big hump too.
I like him. Yeah, I give him a bigger hump too. I like the ones that you can squish. I think kids like to hug things, so I like the ones you can squish. The blue one I made that was thin was really pretty, but I like the thicker ones because kids like to squish things. Oh, Mickey Lord. Yeah, I'm afraid that's they won't ever do that to me because of the swelling. Because my body won't be able to do that because I'll just wreck them too. So I'm wondering how bad it's going to be because I'll get teeth I can take out. I know it, and I'm just not looking. I'm not even 50 yet. I'm not looking forward to that. Just I did win though because the bull became a steer and then he became burger. So I won, but it was a huge cost. So I don't know. It's just rough night, y'all. Really rough night. I'm hoping I perk up as the day goes on. I'm hoping the warmer weather helps move this weather out and make me feel better. It's supposed to kind of stabilize, I think, after this crap comes through. So it feels like I got smacked in the face again. So not a great morning. I didn't rest for crap. I'm probably gonna have to rest some more today. I think I've probably accomplished as much as I'm going to accomplish today. I am going to try to get Ashley's Eeyore together. Oddly enough, his ears are heavy on the top and little on the bottom. And you have to kind of pinch them so the insides show. And, not like that. And so I'm not looking forward to assembling his head. I just like his arms and legs and his little. I've got to embroider his face and stuff and put his keychain in. But this pattern had everything as separate, and you had to sew it in instead of changing colors. So not sure how I feel about it, but I see how they got away with having a Disney pattern without having a copyright because he's just different enough. It's not. They can't say it's Eeyore. But I got to figure out how to place his ears because the pink's got to show. And I looked at the picture a few minutes ago, and it's still. I dropped one. It's still kind of wigging me out. I think I put a pucker in the ears when I sew them on. So we'll see. I don't know. But you get the pink has to show because it's Eeyore. So I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. I mean, I think I did pretty good just to get them together, just to get it done. But I got to give him his little muzzle and his little eyes. And I've got some black embroidery thread to give him a little bit of hair and his little tail. I may crochet a bow to go on his tail. I don't know. We'll see. But that's how far I've got on him. I did this yesterday. I had to wait and get different yarn in. Oh, thank you, Mickey. I know a lot of yous are like, you don't ever tell us the bad stuff. I have an inclination to just putting my head down and get through it and not focusing on the bad because that's kind of how I roll. So I get through stuff. But this morning was rather rough. Rather rough. So I thought, well, I'll let them know what's going on. So if I show up with no bottom teeth one day, y'all, because the last time I had all this work done, they took these out and I had to wait like 6 or 8 weeks for my gums to heal before I could have the partial. It took them like 2 weeks to make it, but then I had to wait extra before my gums to heal before I could start wearing it. Man, it was bad. I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in the house. I was very young then, so it was a big hit to my psyche. Now I probably just go grin at somebody to freak them out because it's who I am. But back then it really bothered me because I had little ones and it was just it's hard to go through. Oh, thank you. David sounds cruddy too, doesn't he?
I stay that way.
But health issues are horrible. And like, hey, listen, like I did in a live stream months ago, if and it's just to run a comparison to make people think, we've been augmenting, like doing genetic modifications on livestock for 12,000 years just by simply pursuing a trait that we like. It's genetic modification. We've been doing that for over 12,000 years on livestock. And the problems that are presenting in livestock today that they're really tackling from a vet level, from a health level, um, are disorders that are brought on almost from like an autoimmune deficiency mode that we created. And so it's kind of like, isn't it odd that not only are people having this issue more and more prominently, but also our livestock, especially more heavily with the augmentation of all the jibby jabbies and medications that are pulverized and put into their bodies or put into their feed. And I just think it's kind of weird how close those two bubbles mesh, even though we're separate things. And I'm like, something to look into. And I hope I made people want to look at that because it's kind of strange, kind of strange. And also, the EPA is fixing to get hammered. Um, they've been doing water tests anywhere that recycles wastewater. And this was on that Facts with Roman, whatever his name is. Um, they've been doing independent water studies anywhere that recycles their wastewater, which freaks me out anyway. We don't do that here, but it freaks me out just the thought of it. So since they've been given all these Plan B and abortion pills, they didn't think about what it would do being put into the septic system and into the wastewater that is then recycled. But they've been doing independent testing, and the medications that are in those pills are not being taken out by the process. So the water in waste recycling areas still has those medications in them, which is causing low birth rates and a lot of how would you say it? I guess spontaneous miscarriage issues with people trying to maintain pregnancies. Is that the nicest way to say it? That was a mouthful with no teeth to push on. Um, but then you think embalmers use the septic water to pump everything through. And if it's not getting rid of the medication in these new abortion pills, and that's, still in the, what else is in there? So if you live in a place that recycles wastewater, look into that and go watch the facts with Roman. I think it starts with a B. Roman Balk. I don't know. It's a weird name. But they did a whole story over it, and they're fixing to break the study and the scientific crap data behind it, and raise awareness, because the EPA is in all the states are, and it's like, why would you knowingly let people drink toxic water? But then look at Flint, Michigan. But anyway, makes you wonder. But that was interesting. That was interesting. So I don't know, but we have better water here than most people, because we have a lot of well water that's super nice and super clean, and we don't recycle wastewater. So, and I stopped the fluoride use a long time ago and have dealt with all this. So I don't know. I was hoping my teeth would hold up better after all that work, but I guess not. But I have had a really bad winter with swelling. So I know I can't do this again. But it moved my teeth. Can you see the gap? I don't know. Maybe I'll look prettier with a gap. I don't know. Maybe I'll be like a Naomi Campbell gap or something. I don't know. Is that her name? That's her name, right? Just a reverse gap. I don't know. But man, it hurts. I feel like I've been smacked. It's not. It doesn't hurt down here. It's just sore from where everything moved last night. And so I feel like I've been punched a couple days ago. Y'all ever been kicked in the face by anything? I have. It hurts. And I'm so pudgy. I'm getting better right through here, but I'm normally so pudgy on my face, it's hard to tell when I swell. But if you look back at some of my early videos when I was going through a lot of those flares, even though I was much heavier, you can see when I'm actually in flare and swollen. I have some subs that can actually, when I'm starting to go into flare, they'll tell me, because they've watched me so long, they can see the warning signs. Probably better than I can, because I glaze over. So it was a rough night, y'all, though. It was a rough night. Okay, I did another turtle. I made him look sideways. I don't like to put him all perfect. I need to give him a tail. I did him looking sideways. Where did I put my hook? Oh, where'd my yarn go? Where did my yarn go? I dropped my yarn. But I'm looking for something to crochet next. Oh, I dropped it. I dropped my yarn. I'm looking for something to crochet next. I've been working on that little boar, but I'm wanting to do a bigger project, but it has to have a free pattern, because I'm not at a place where I want to pay for patterns yet. I'm just not. I think I'm going to try to find a little fox and bobcat pattern and crochet like the stuff that David has the pelts of when he goes to these festivals and stuff, so that the parents can look at the pelts and the kids can look at the plushies. That sounds like a winning situation there, if you ask me. But I'm seriously thinking about trying to tackle a fox and a bobcat and coyote. The coyote, they have wolf. David's holding the boar plushie up to his face. They have wolf patterns that are free that I could augment to look like the coyotes. Just use different yarn and color changes. The bobcat, they've got little. There's actually bobcat patterns, but they have patterns that I could just do color changes on. Whoa. Um, but Cody, and they have otter and beaver patterns that are the little ones that should be fairly easy. Maybe I'll hack one of those out while I'm not feeling well and just do something little and easy to make me feel like I accomplished something while I feel like crap. Sometimes it's just important to make yourself think that you accomplished something, even if it's super tiny.
Well, I better go.
You going out to the first shed?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on a couple things for this evening.
It's going back out to work, y'all. I'm gonna
That's
find
all I.
something small to do that makes me feel
That's all I ever
accomplished
do.
and rest.
That's all I have to do.
Yeah, you work all the time.
Yep.
Works all the time. I don't know if I can do this. I may run out of yarn. I thought I had enough pulled up. I guess I did not. But if you have any ideas about what other patterns or what other animals I can do, let me know. Make sure you keep Ashley in your thoughts. She's going through a lot right now. Um, I haven't heard from Denise in a couple of days since all this weather came through. I talked to her the night that all the storms were coming through because I was worried if she was in the path of anything and she was okay. But this weather, y'all, I'm just not okay with it. And I'm just sore today. So we'll see what I get into, what I get accomplished. Yesterday kind of fell apart. I knew I felt really tired, but I didn't know I was going to end up with this. Yeah. I'm waiting for something in the mail, but they have that database, and oh God, if I could remember what my information is, they have that database, and I think they're gonna make you. Honestly, I'm gonna have to take this out. I think they're honestly gonna make us like have to be seen or checked on. Which I mean, if it saves the nation a butt ton of money from people, thieving it, that's fine. But I live in Podunk, and I'd like to know if I'm going to have to drive 3 hours to do something, because that's what worries me. And I've got so many health appointments. It's a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. But I had to have an online account for a lot of things, and I had to use it earlier this year to handle some medical crap. And I'm wondering if that will work, but I'm going to call that. Like every doctor's office should have like a little liaison person that can help you with those issues. So I'm going to call her Monday and ask her specifically what I need to do and see what she says. If she gives me any tips or something, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But your doctor's office, well, almost any doctor's office or health department should have somebody that can help with that. But I know my doctor's office does, so I'm going to ask her what do I need to be doing. Oh, I shorted myself again. Well, he may not have a very big tail. He may have a turtle without a tail. Uh, but yeah, but I keep thinking, this probably is the easiest way to, because nobody, unless they're really stupid, is going to try to register as someone that's deceased. So maybe, this could save hundreds of millions of dollars from people being giant turds in line. So, but it is an inconvenience to do it so quickly. And in like a really hard time of the year for people that have medical issues. So, um, maybe I need to like advise Trump on how to handle people that have horrible health issues. We need more time, Mister. Um, but I understand why he's doing it, and I can't wait. Like I think when they publish the final reports and stuff, I can't wait to see how much money because the USAID, they found like 100 billion, and that was only like 1% of the government budget. So I'm like, okay, buddy, I want to know what else is found and what else is saving money. So I can't wait to see the final reports. But it's a pain in the butt. I mean, if you have health issues, to have to jump through hoops, it's just horrible. Thank you. I don't think I've ever seen your name before. Well, maybe I have. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I would certainly be like, here, let me advise you on how to better handle. We sick. Give us time. My big thing is I'm super rural, so if we have to do anything in person, I'll have to travel God knows how long. That doesn't sound like fun for me at this stage again, because we all see how I handled the trip last week. So I'm not super happy about getting in the car again. Although I did want to see my grandbaby, so it was worth it. But good Lord have mercy, I've learned my lesson. I am a sedentary person due to my health. But it was so nice to see my grandbabies. It was worth it. Even if I lose my teeth, it was worth it. It was nice to. I was in glazed over grandma mode. It was just lovely. It was lovely. David, I feel bad that he wasn't able to see him, but Haley's gonna try to, because she said they travel fairly decently, so she said we're gonna try to make that trip for too long to let the great grandparents, David's family and stuff, see him, and because they're his dad's not able to travel that far health wise, so she's gonna try to come up and let them see him. But I knew my grandbabies were precious, but they are just more precious in person. I have cute grandbabies. Mary, it's okay. I'm just jabbering. I'm fixing to go and try to get a couple things done and then rest a little bit. I'm just trying to put a tail on this turtle. It's still, I don't like him. Like, if you put it on before you close him, then the tail moves up here and doesn't look like a tail anymore. And I just find that offensive. So I put the tail on last so that it stays around the shell. There, he has a tail. He's not a tailless turtle anymore. Yeah, it was rough though, because we left Monday morning and we're back Wednesday morning. And Dad used to truck, so he's used to. I'm not used to that. That was rough. And of course, we had to come back earlier because we saw the windstorm moving in, and we knew that would be too hard to travel in that. That was rough. My teeth hurt. Y'all see that gap? I'm gonna be toothless on here doing lives. Oh, I'm glad you like that. I thought that's who that was. There'll be more show up. I mean, not probably not crochet, but there'll be more stuff show up. I think I'm gonna finish Eeyore for Ashley today so I can get him in the mail, and might start on a baby otter to fill out that pattern. I know there's free ones, and see if that's something I can put together for David's markets. And as soon as I feel better, when I don't wake up with bloody mouth and my teeth moving, I'm gonna tackle one of those purse kits, and I've got more Dreamcatcher rounds drying. So a lot of this may be delayed from the travel, but I think a lot of it's from the excessive swelling from winter. So we'll see. I'll tell y'all what the dentist says, and if he gives me any more tips and tricks, I'll pass them along. I'm going to be very nice to my teeth and easy. I already eat very soft foods, so yay for my diet getting even more bland. But I'll keep you updated. I'm just tired. So I'm going to rest, and don't know if I'll pop back on. If I complete something, I'll try to throw up a picture. And let me get through this spell, and then I'll try to get back to crafting. So Ashley, keep us updated if you watch this, and everybody think about her, send her good energy. She's going through a lot with her dad in the hospice situation right now. And I'll keep you updated via the post section, which is still the community section to me. So, and if you have any free patterns or ideas about what I should tackle next, crochet wise, just go put them under a comment section or up in the post section. I make them out of willow. We harvest willow. I have a willow bush in my front yard, but we actually go out to like ponds and harvest willow. David harvested some, and we've had them hanging up in there drying. And I've got four, I think, four more, four or five, four more, I think. So it's made out of willow, though. That's what I was always taught to make them out of. Now, when I make one of the glitzy, fruity ones, I'll use bamboo round or something because they're just decor. But when I make a real dream catcher, I make it out of willow. That's all that they used. The little old ladies use. That's what I was taught. So that's what I do. Ow! I don't want to deviate when I make a real one. I don't want to deviate from the norm too much. I put that gray fox head one on David's Etsy store, but nobody's. They've been several look at it, but nobody's jumped and bought it. So I don't know if they'll be a very good Etsy thing or not. Oh, Mary, thank you. But that's what they're made out of. And then I use jute or cotton, wax cotton thread. I have used the sinew before, and the fake sinew, but it's not my favorite thing to work with. I cut my hand so much when I weave anyway that really cuts me. And then I try to use. I just got in some new buffalo bone beads, and try to use natural beads on my authentic ones. I use natural beads and bone, and be careful out there. I use natural beads and bones and feathers. So I try to stay natural, authentic on my real ones. But the glitzy glamour ones that people just want for decor, I will put other stuff on them. Um, but I like the authentic ones with the bones and the bone beads and the wood beads, and so I got some really pretty bison bone beads. Curtis doesn't make them anymore. I lost Curtis. He retired. So, but I have found a new place that makes them. My face hurts so bad. I have found a new place that makes them, and I like the quality of their work. They're a little bit more expensive, but that's you got to pay somebody to make them. Oh, retirement does stink, don't it? I'm bored. I've used grapevine a couple of times, like in my decorative ones. Um, the sad thing here is a lot of the grapevine that grows here grows as big as your wrist, and so it's a pain in the butt to harvest. Um, but the little ladies that taught me, like when they would break the boys and girls up and send us with the little old ladies and I always wanted to make a drum, but I wasn't allowed to because I wasn't one of the boys. And so they taught us how to weave, and they ingrained in our mind that you used willow for the dream catchers, and it was because it was what they called a heartwood, and I think it's because the red willow actually in the spring kind of looks like it's bleeding when you cut it. I don't know, maybe if they thought it was, you know, super, I don't know, symbolic or something. I don't know. But they told us it was a heartwood and that's what you always used, because the round of your dream catcher is basically the most important thing. The round and the spider are the most important things. So that's what I was always taught. Honestly, I think if they're made with a good intent and they're pretty much natural, that's really all that matters. But the little ladies that taught me were really strict. So I'm like, okay, I'll still do it. And I kind of feel bad when I make the decorative ones. And I tell people it's not a real dream catcher. I don't know if they listen to me, but I tell them. The one that is on Etsy is all natural except for I put a little bit of sparkle beads on the fox's face just to catch the light, but it's basically all natural. So I use a lot of cotton ribbon and stuff like that on that, and fur. But I like the ones that have bones on them. Like I like the really rustic ones, and a lot of people are freaked out by them. I really like the rustic ones. Yeah, I'm thankful that they taught me what they did, and I was especially because, I don't look like my mom. I look like my dad, and so I was like the only kid at the powwows that was freckled, translucent, and freckled. And they never treated me any different, though. Well, thank you. I try to keep it authentic. I really do because it's really important to me to hang on to stuff. A lot of people don't hang on to anything anymore, and they just don't. When you get into a society that thinks you're appropriating culture, when you respect culture, eventually you'll lose the respect because you can no longer admire and replicate anything. So everything's basically becomes off limits. And so we've kind of done ourselves a disservice by doing that. So I think we're gonna have to stop being so daggum sensitive and let people get back to imitating, mimicking, and expressing. You know, the other day there was some lady. Of course, it was a black lady, bless her heart. She was screaming about white women wearing braids because she said they were called slave braids for a reason. And I didn't even have the fight in me to put in her comment section. You do know that the word slave comes from Slavic, which is a whole different area of the globe because that's where the first slaves were taken in. And but I didn't have the desire to take that fight on. I'm amazed there's so many people that don't know how many white slaves there were in the world, and most of my Irish ancestors were brought over here as slaves or indentured workers, and they don't understand that. They don't. And that most of the slave traders were not white. The people that transported were mostly, but the people that actually traded in human flesh were not. And we have cultivated a lie to make people feel a certain way, and it has shaped our world so ironically because we're all being separated by fiction. And I'm just like, wow, don't crack a book. You might learn something. No. I used to sing with my mom at church and on the radio, but I can't. No. I make noise. Yeah, the Irish history is pretty bad. It's it's pretty bad. And it's been quietly shoved under the rug for most most of American history. But that's why they went and rounded up the Irish because they were a scrappy bunch of people that could handle the wilderness, and they basically brought them here to settle North Carolina and this in the area that I'm in, Appalachia, because it was a hard, rugged area. And they thought, well, we'll take the Irish. They're scrappy. They basically live on nothing, and they had tons of them at their disposal, and so they just rounded them up and brought them over here. And a lot of them were in prison. They took them out of prisons, and a lot of them owed money to the crown, so they brought them. But a lot of them were just kidnapped and brought over here. And the histories are, very similar, but we're not allowed to see similarities, only differences. So, and that's sad because we could do a lot for each other if we actually told the truth. It'd be nice. Be nice. I don't have hardly enough hair to braid. I do down here, but I don't. I've got layers up here. But um, like she was vicious. She was vicious, and I thought, man, if I was in public and somebody accosted me that way, I have a definite cutoff line, and I'm at that point I'm done. I don't know how I'd handle it. I don't know how I'd handle it. Yeah, truth. The truth would be nice if we could let everybody have their stories and their histories, and not think that the biggest victim won. I think every culture has been victimized and abused in some way, and I think we should all tell our stories and we should all learn from each other, and we should stop fighting for participation ribbon. It's getting annoying. It's getting annoying. Orderly chaos. That sounds like my life. Orderly chaos. Okay, well, I'm tired now. I've not rested a lot. My face is still hurting. Um, I'm probably gonna eat a yogurt and rest. I don't want to chew anything right now. I'm gonna eat a yogurt and rest. And we'll see what I get into the rest of the day. But y'all keep Ashley in your prayers. Look at your wastewater management and see if your area recycles wastewater, and then look at the testing they've been doing. Just to be aware. And I will try to go through the news that I've not had the energy to deal with and see if there's anything that we need to glean from the crap they released the other day. Honestly, I think our imaginations have probably covered every possible capacity that could be out there. Um, I mean, it all goes back to the simple fact that somebody did something they didn't need to do. That's like history. Somebody did something they didn't need to do. Oh. Well, I mean, that goes back to the Garden of Eden. Somebody did something they didn't need to do. I just simplified the entire existence of man. I want to make bumper stickers. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all know I don't feel good if I'm getting the funny laughs, so I'm tired. I'm going to see how far I get and accomplish things today. I don't think it's going to be very far. I had to take all my rings off too because I swelled so bad. So bad. Um, I'm going to just try to be nice to myself and sit here and try to watch old movies and rest and crochet. I'm going to be an old woman today. And maybe as the week, the weather kind of, as the week goes on, it gets a little bit more stable, I'll feel better. I just hope my teeth don't continue to move. My big fear is that they'll just fall out, especially with all the swelling I've had. And they've not been healthy since I took that hit from that bull when I was 17. But I had all that work done, and I really thought they were going to hang on. But I've had so much swelling from this disorder this winter. Y'all, I'm really scared. I'm really scared. They're fixing to do a horrible surgery on my mouth. But my big fear is if I keep swelling like this, that I'm going to keep my sinuses and my mastoids inflamed, and that's very dangerous for your health. So my doctors are going to have to make some kind of game plan with this because I'm tired. I'm tired, and I got really tired the first time I had mastoiditis. I remember telling my doctor I don't have any more gas in my tank, and if you need to put me in the hospital, let's do it now because I'm tired. And I don't say that very often. I'm like, no, I can deal with this. But I remember saying that, and I'm really sore this morning, and it worries me. But I'm not running a fever, and lots of times I won't though, so I have to watch myself. But I'm not. I don't have any of the other warning signs, so I'm just going to be very nice to myself and let the weather. I don't have to be anywhere till Wednesday when I have an endocrinologist appointment, and I'm just going to let the weather kind of chill out, and I'm going to go hide down in the mountain at the farm and just kind of rest. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there. Yeah, keep it simple. I may make bumper stickers. make t-shirts. Um, it's like the cliff notes for everything. Somebody did something they need to. Maybe I see it that way because I was my careers parole officer, counselor, juvenile boot camp counselor. Maybe I just see things that way. I don't know. But the history of man has been epic failures amidst small gains. I would like to say it's been huge gains and epic gains amidst small failures, but we're back. We're backwards. So I don't know. Man is kind of like just my perspective. Okay, I will try to look into more of the Social Security stuff. I will talk to that liaison up at the doctor's office. I'll try to let you know what I find out. I already have an account, but they may want us to update them or something. I don't know. It's a good idea if we find fraud. I'm all for it, but they could have given us a little bit more time. It's a hard time to be sick in the winter and the transition, and I'm busy trying to live. But I'll do it, and I'll look at everything else that broke last week. But y'all give me a few, give me a few days grace because I am not feeling well. So y'all have a wonderful day. I'm just gonna try to get through today, and I will update you at least by tomorrow and let you know how the teeth are doing. Y'all toss up some prayers. I'm not prepared to handle all this straight out the gate in spring. I'm tired from winter. I need rest time. And the warm weather is the only time I get a rest. So I would like to have a little bit of rest before I go into a surgery or something. So we'll see how it works out. Just gotta get through it. That's all you need. You just gotta get through it. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and stop whining and get through today. So y'all have a wonderful day. Find something to do that distracts you from the crap life gives you. And remember, if you're going through crap, it means you're growing. I guess that's the only positive. Because a comfortable life is normally not one you remember. My memory better be daggum good when I'm old. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Y'all have a great day. That hurt. I'm going to go get me a bag of ice and sit here and hold it. I don't know. That might hurt too. I'm going to go get me some salt water and slursh it. Okay, I love you, and so y'all have a good day. Bye. Man, I'm tired.